I think people underestimate it, but the biggest thing we're doing differently is people. We have a view of education that says that education is deeply personal, and it's about having safety and trust in order for you to challenge the way you think in your mind. And for you to do that, you need to feel safe. And so what we're doing differently at Mill Park is we are building an environment of people that are there to make you feel safe. For me, online education can be anything because we're using technology in a way that can achieve a whole bunch of things. From the one extreme, it could just be PDFs online in a very dry, traditional distance education version. On the other extreme, it could be deeply interactive online classes with small groups that facilitate learning at the click of a button. And I think, when you understand that there's a whole range of online education, it begets the question, what online education are you signing up for? And so there's always going to be a place in my mind for residential education, but I think for the vast majority of people, online is going to become more and more of a real option in terms of how to develop those skills in a way that's practical given the reality of the context they find themselves in. I think you're naive if you dismiss it. But I also think that it's less of a threat than you realize if you understand what we're trying to do from an educational perspective. At the end of the day, if you believe in what we believe, which is that education is deeply personal and it's about you and you feeling safe and you experimenting in your mind, I think you'll realize that I can play a role in creating efficiencies and effectiveness and maybe creating access to different content, but it's never going to replace the person in the classroom who sees you and gets you and encourages you and actually draws you to more. And I think for me, that's actually at the heart of what education really is. Okay, so my advice is to be brave. Everyone I know is actually scared at the end of the day, and they're worried about not being good enough and not measuring up. And that's actually the biggest impediment to your success. If you just charge in and do your best and learn and reflect, ultimately, that's how you grow and that's how you shape yourself.